Hi everybody, my name is Shanth and Jetty and you're watching Shanth and Jetty Art. I wanted to let everybody know about the Shanth and Jetty Art TeePublic store. I've updated the site with some new designs, including one of my favorites and one of your favorites as well, the Made with Liberty in the USA. That is available to get on a t-shirt for all of you guys who've wanted that for a very long time, as well as the Nosfero logo t-shirt, the Shanth and Jetty Art crest t-shirt, which I love, the Speakeasy logo. So there's a bunch of new stuff there in the shop. Every bit of support you guys give this channel, whether it's my channel members, thank you again, or sending the super chats, buying the t-shirts, every bit helps me to do what I do, and I thank you guys so much for doing what you do. As always, speak easy, stay gold, keep the faith, and peace, because that is what Shanth means. Thank you everybody. Now on with the show.
You speak as though I have conquered death. I live death every day. I am surrounded by it, smothered by it. Look at you now. He would have everlasting life. You seek to defy death, yet you cannot even defy sleep. And how alike sleep is to death. It is a painted death.
You think you are free, that your decisions are your own. Tell me honestly, did you really choose this path? Or was it chosen for you? Your father, with every triumph, every failure, was it not his decisions that brought you here? Has his path not sealed your own? Marked out in golden bricks below your very feet. The path is set. Keep your head up. Keep your weapon loaded. Follow the battle brick road.
Good morning, come on in. Coffee's good, fresh and hot. There's a waffle in the baker, on the grill we're making bacon. You're always welcome back.
Charge!
What is up, everybody? How are you doing? Long time no see. We're going to have some fun tonight. Lots of crazy cool stuff. Hopefully the audio is not as horrendous as it started out last stream, but you never know, guys. You never know in this crazy world. I'm really excited. It's been, it's been an insane week. But for those of you guys out there who celebrate Hanukkah, happy first day of Hanukkah to you. And for those of you guys who, like myself, may have some European ancestry, I'm a fourth Austrian. Happy belated St. Nicholas Day, which was yesterday. Which Stephen Rockwood, I'm on it. And speaking of, let me say hello to my channel members in the chat. Stephen Rockwood, hail to you, my friend. First, Alpha, Omega, and also sporting an awesome shirt. We've got Mark's Music Obsession. He's in bed right now, so I say sweet dreams to you, Mark. And I hope if you're catching this on the replay, thank you so much, man, for all of your support as a channel member. And I think the same thing goes to my main man, Shipbird Militia. It's great to see you, brother. Thank you again for stopping in to drop a comment. I really do appreciate it, man. And so, yeah, guys, holy cow, so much craziness going on. So let me say this. Let me put this into some context right here. So, as you know, I started listening to Art Bell recently, and as many of you may know, that can oftentimes lead to spiraling into all things Sasquatch and Bigfoot. And man, I have just been deep diving into this stuff. What is up? Think about how are you doing? And I should say hello to Mr. Monkey Boy 1969, who has been keeping me company here as we wait for this stream to fire up. And of course, oh my God, Jim Cox. My God, man, I'm just getting started. Jim Cox gifted 5 Shanth and Jetty Art memberships. Jim. My God, man, you maniac. God bless you. Holy cow. My wife is going to be so excited when she hears that, man. I appreciate you so much, Jim. God bless you. This is for you, brother. Charge! You legend, man. You legend. I have been absolutely. I like that Jim Cox was gifted a membership by Jim Cox. It only seems fair as far as I'm concerned. And I gotta say this, guys. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate everything you do, brother. It means the world to me, man. It means the world. It's been a absolutely crazy week with everybody in my family getting sick, and things like this are just sometimes, it's like you never expect them, but it's unbelievably kind of you, man. So again, hail to you, brother. Thank you so much. But yeah, so I've been getting into all of this stuff, and I'm loving it, man. It's just, I was trying to explain it to my wife because I said to her, babe, like guys just have to get into Sasquatch like things every now and again. You know what I'm saying? And I said, we love this stuff. We love to look at all of these crazy cryptozoology things. And of course, it doesn't hurt that I've been checking out Pete Sameti's book, King Cryptid. But this is the thing that I was thinking about as far as art goes and as far as all of the things that I've been up to lately. It's been a long time since I've painted with watercolor and gouache. And it's the thing about this stuff, if you've watched me paint in the past and you've seen me, make work with watercolor and gouache, you know that there's something different about every media that you use. And there's something in particular that's very meditative about gouache, and it recharges you. What is up, JBot Art? How are you doing, my friend? It is great to see you. I tip my cap to you. Get those memberships while they're there, folks. Jim Cox just dropped a whole bunch of memberships. So if you don't have that turned on, make sure you do. Because that is the way it is. And what's up, Dragon Pisces? Again, great to see you. I realized I didn't say hello to you yet. And so I got out my my gouache and my opaque watercolors because I wanted to do some sketching. I wanted to talk to you guys about some of the cool stuff that's going on. And I had just been saying to somebody, and I don't know if any of you guys have seen this stuff. What's up, Comrade Sammy? How are you doing? I don't know if you guys have seen this stuff, but did any of you guys see the footage out of Colorado from a month ago, the Sasquatch footage? So I had just been saying, and I had somehow missed it, I had just been saying to my wife, I go, someone's got to figure out a way. I mean, it won't last very long, but someone's got to figure out a way to, do, something, a good hoax, right? A really cool, Sasquatch kind of hoax kind of fun thing, because we need a little bit of wonder and imagination. I think we need a lot of it. I think escapism is the order of the day. And because I think that people burn out and they get demoralized really quickly when they're in just, nonstop, just sort of bleak, unimaginative thinking. And I saw that, and it was so brilliant. Lloyd Burton, channel member Lloyd Burton in the house. How are you doing, brother? It's so great to see you, my man. And I was watching it, and I thought, as I was checking this stuff out, I was like, how the heck, could you do that today? Because no one's going to, if you do it and you don't let people know, the chances of you getting injured are very likely. And if I was trying to figure it out, and I saw this footage. As you guys know, I love me some trains. I love me some HD trains. And the very railroad that I have Blu-rays, guys, seriously, call the home. It's time for them to take me away. I can't take care of myself anymore. But they someone who I guess worked for them said, are there any Bigfoot sightings around here? I guess apparently this is the story. And they said, of course, man. It's like, that's what you've got to do, man. You got to do this for your people, man. Your hands look very pale today. I wouldn't be surprised. My hands are just all kinds of splitting today. So actually, you know what? It could also be the color. Hang on a second. Let's try. Hopefully this won't. Oh, no. Oh, hang on, guys. Hang on. Let me try this while we wait. While we wait. You have to love it. So let's go to settings. I'm going to switch to camera 2. There we go. This will be a little better while we wait here. So yeah, I got to boost the color. OBS has been very glitchy since I've updated my operating system. So hang on a second here. Hang on. It did that last time I tried to adjust the color. So I don't know what that's about. So let's do saturation, hue shift. That's a little bit better. Contrast, let's adjust the gamma. Opacity is up. Hue shift. I think this is going to be a little bit better, but we'll see. We'll see how this works. All right, so now let me switch back to, oh, whoops. Oh, man. Oh, you guys, God bless your patience. God bless your patience. All right, so let me go to OBS, and then hopefully, how's that? That's a little better, right? That's a little bit better. It ain't great, but it ain't awful. But it was so fascinating to me because what they did was rather brilliant. They set up a system to where when this narrow gauge train line that they run in Colorado passed through this particular area with a limited cone of vision and a steep drop off so that you couldn't get off the train or anything like that. I guess they had somebody dress up like Sasquatch at a distance and go walking. And for a while, what was so cool about it is because nobody knew who the person who shot it wasn't in on the joke. It was the perfect way to do it. And it was the perfect kind of hoax. But it's weird that I'm one of those people that I want to believe, as they say, but I want to believe in this stuff because I love imagination. I love all of this kind of stuff. I love creativity. I'm fascinated by cryptozoology, and I'm definitely am capable of doubting the information that I'm presented with. But I think that part of the goal of escapism and imagination is to really kind of take people away and get them to imagine. In some cases, as obviously I know you guys know, like we did when we were younger, when we were kids. And I love that aspect of things. And I've just been seeing, I know that we tend to, or I should say we, but I know that it's easy, because I'm not going to speak for you guys. I know that it's easy sometimes to be bombarded by all the things that people aren't doing well. But as I look at the universal monsters land that's coming together, I'm nothing but excited about what I'm seeing. And I think the possibilities are just endless for us to be doing this kind of stuff. And, to be imagining. The artists are still there. The creativity is still there. We just need to kind of focus on that stuff. So as I watch these incredible craftspeople doing this beautiful, beautiful work on the Universal Epic Universe, and particularly the Universal Monsters land that they're doing, I think that somewhere Carl Laemmle, speaking of Hanukkah, and he was an amazing Jewish American artist, Carl Laemmle Sr., who you guys might know from his name drop in Big Trouble in Little China, when they say anyone who showed up was going to join Laemmle in the hell of getting cut to pieces. That's a reference to Carl Laemmle Sr., founder of Universal Studios, and the gentleman who allowed for us to have Lon Chaney Sr., all of those incredible actors, come in and become a part of the American lexicon. He was extremely patriotic and extremely just loved this country to bits and left an unbelievable impression on it. And I'd like to think that seeing so many of his creations and their enduring legacy must be wonderful. What is up, Zayd Studios? How are you doing? I was just looking at the file for the painting that you now own for Beckoned Recourse. And guys, the link should be in the description. I hope it is. Now you got me nervous. Let me see. I updated with t-shirts. Yes, the link to Beckoned Recourse is in the description, guys. If you haven't checked it out, do check it out. Beautifully crafted. And one of the paintings I am most proud of doing is that piece. So yes, guys, do check out Beckoned and shout out to Zayd Studios. It's great to see you. Yeah, Universal set the standard for monsters. What would Halloween in America be like without the Universal monsters in those movies? Every year, and I know we're coming up on some very serious anniversaries of those films, especially because 1931 comes to mind. That it is. Oh, thank you, brother. I'm so glad you think so. I labored, and it was a labor of love. And you know me, it's. I knew it was going to a good home, and it was wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for the opportunity to contribute to the world you're creating. That's the fun part of what we do here. So God bless you. And I look at this sort of stuff, and I've always been a little bit confused as to why Universal has not capitalized even more on some of these incredible iconic characters. I mean, these are unbelievably iconic characters, and they've always been a part of the Universal Studios makeup shows and things like that, but they have never gotten, and they've been a part of Hollywood Horror Nights for those people who are fans of those haunted houses that they do, which are incredibly popular. But they've never gotten their own permanent place in any of the Universal parks. And to me, it's a very moving thing to see these American pop cultural icons that were created by, as is always the case in this country in so many instances, by an immigrant coming to this country, working his way up. I think he was working as a tailor or I forget exactly what he did, but something in the textiles industry, which was big in the Northeast and across this country. And then he bought a movie theater. Then he started trying to make small content and built that studio, which is over 100 years old now, Universal Studios. And I just sort of think of, from silent films to talkies, bringing us Hitchcock and Steven Spielberg and all of these greats of cinema. I can't imagine he must be, and his family members just must be amazed and so proud of him. And I'm so proud of him, Oh my gosh, you're very welcome. Yeah, just for fun, I thought special op code names for Universal Monsters: Frankenstein's Monster, Lightning-Born Dracula, Bloodlust, Wolfman, Moon Howler. Well, that's my stuff, man. That I love Halloween, love the Universal Monsters. They're all represented right over there. With my figures, I can see the Mummy, I can see Bela, I can see the Creature from the Black Lagoon, the Bride, all of those characters. Of course, Wolfman, because I'm a massive werewolf fan. And so one of the characters and the things that I've been working on just to kind of unwind lately has been a character that I'm still trying to figure out exactly how he's going to fit in, or if he's going to fit into the Nosfero world. And I get to kind of think about that a little bit more because, as I look across the way at all of the boards that have now gotten the backing board put in them, the print, the bookmark, and the 2 trading cards stacked up, and the ones that I'm packaging and putting together, there's an element of me that's now able to kind of think about, outside of doing the commission work, like the Lucent cover painting, or art painting. I'm not sure exactly what's going to be for. That's almost done, and then the start that I'm getting underway with the Battle Brick Road piece. I'm able to think about Nosfero again, which is really fun to think about. And I've been wanting to do a take for some time on and I don't know, again, guys, you guys get to see the conversations first here. It doesn't necessarily mean they make it into, I've missed painting with gouache, guys. And by the way, the set I use is Pelican Pan opaque watercolors. So they're an opaque watercolor, and they are $24 for this set. So if you've ever wanted to dabble in art and you are afraid of how expensive it is, for $24 you get 24 colors. And I use these sets. Sometimes I use these sets for years. So they're a great way of working. The Invisible Man, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Yeah, I love. I was just talking to somebody about this. I love Friedrich March's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. To me, amazing pre-code film. I love it. Yeah, gouache is fun. Have you ever used Flash Paint? No, I haven't actually. I've used. Gosh, I'm trying to think of some of the stuff I've used. But it's so funny. I've become kind of a creature of habit as of late, in terms of the different stuff that I'm doing. And I'm trying to, remind myself every now and again that I need to recharge as an artist, that this is the thing that, this is the thing I love to do. And this is a major part of my creative process, is making sure I've got more irons in the fire, in this iron age. And so, yeah, one of the things that story-wise I've been thinking about is I've wanted to do a character inspired by certainly the silent film Der Golem, and I've seen the golem, the idea of a golem tackled, but I don't want to do a character that's called the Golem, because I just feel like I think that there's just too many examples of people who've really done a lot with that character. I think it's got to be in like 1,000 video games, action figures, all of that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to figure out a way, and I've been working on a way to fit something like that into Nosfero. And the journey that sort of has taken me on over the last couple of days, working after just getting packages and things like that together, has taken me in some interesting directions, and it's a crazy thing, because I think that, what's up, John? How are you doing, man? Hello, all catching up 2 minutes out. Understood, John. Well, listen, man, let's do it. Flash Paint. Oh gosh. Shoot, I clicked on the wrong one again. Flash Paint is very vibrant if you like gouache. Ooh, I'll have to check it out. Absolutely, man. Lloyd Burton, hello, John. And we all say hello to Lloyd Burton as always. And Comrade Sammy saying, John, what is up? Timmy Mello, my man. How are you doing, brother? It's great to see you. Did somebody say Golem? Oh, Timmy, man. You don't even know. I got the, you're going to know now. And by the way, channel member Timmy Mello, I tip my cap to you. I just got the Blu-ray of the remastered by Kino Golem film. And then I also got the Silent Screamers action figure that they did a while back, which is just great, man. Does Universal have a streaming platform? I think they do, because I haven't noticed any with Universal Monster Marathons. I'm actually, that's a really good point. I'm actually curious about who has the rights for things, because I think with the advent of streaming, there's oh yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah, I'll have to check that out. Thank you, man, Jeremy. It's like the chat knows all. So okay, so the Golem is, and I'm going to specifically reference, there's the old story. The Golem is a story about a creature created out of clay by this kind of alchemist rabbi. And there's a statue to him actually in Prague. Like, this is a fascinating, really fascinating story. It fits right into the Eastern sort of European, old school Dracula kind of stuff that I love. And he creates this character to defend the Jewish people against I don't know if it was an emperor. I'm trying to think of what it was of the time in Prague or whatever. And the cool part about it, which I love, is that they write the word, and I think it's Emmet. I'm not sure. I've got to study up a bit just for what I'm looking for. But they write the word in Hebrew Emmet on his head, and he kind of is this sort of wrecking crew defender. But then they realize they can't really control this thing. And so I guess at some point somebody scratches off the E or that character on his head, and then it says Met, which means dead, and he falls over. And it's a great, hey, what's up, Shipper? There you are. It's great to see you, man. They put the classics on during Halloween, but all the Universal movies just got Blu-ray 4K release, so they're probably off by now. Oh my gosh, man. I don't own a 4K Blu-ray player, but Shipper Militia, I love movies. Yes, look into the Golem of Prague, which is a form of modern German folklore. There it is. And I have to tell you something, Shipper Militia Man. It's like, of all the things, I love Blu-rays. I have a 4K television, so I can watch. I got my first 4K television like a year ago, maybe. It's like, money wise, we just try to make it work. We've got the family, we've got all that kind of stuff. But I do really want to get a 4K Blu-ray player more than anything, because just to watch those movies in 4K, come on, man. It's so cool. I love the Universal monsters so much. I love it. And Timmy, thank you for that historical context there. That's perfect, man. That's perfect. Yeah, I mean, I love monsters so much, and I love creatures so much. And I know I'm not alone. I know both Graham and Aaron both love monsters, and in Aaron, in my case, we like the cereal monsters, obviously. But it's just, I mean, it's so cool when I think about, those Universal monsters were just such works of genius. And even those early silent films like Nosferatu and Nosferatu, Golem, Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. God, there's so many really good ones, but they're really beautiful. They're just beautiful films. What's up, Mighty Geek Studios? How are you doing? The time has come for a new character in comics. Amen. So, hey, listen, guys, I've not really, I have not really planned to show this to people, but it's just us here on the internet. Do you guys want to see the digital sketch where was working this character out? Put some ones in the chat if you want to see the digital sketch, because I can share it because I'm in stream. Well, I can share it other places too, but StreamYard's a little bit easier. And Mighty Geek Studios, I tip my cap to you. It is so great to see you. Yeah, Universal monsters are the best. The stories they told were bar none. You know what's funny is, okay, wow, I just got hit by a hail of ones. Okay, I got you. Yes, I got you. This is the thing that's crazy about this stuff, right? Is that my buddy, who was a massive fan, I love it. Yeah, I'm going to just focus on horror and supernatural comics. Don't worry, because that's what I love. That's what I feel like I'm on this planet to do. So let me see if I can put this. And if this, I'm not worried about spoiling anything, because you guys are here on a Thursday night, and I've had one of those weeks, and I thought I'm going to do this show every Thursday, keep myself on a schedule. It works with me and the kids and the family. So there you go. So share screen, window, and let me make sure I don't have the name of this character. It doesn't really matter, but I just want to make sure I have the right thing here. Okay, cool. So this is going to be in Photoshop. And let me see if I can minimize some of these things. If I push that button, okay, that goes like that. Cool. All right, guys, let's see if this works. Let me add this to the stage, and there you go. Yeah, man, family is important. Mrs. Ingetti is the best. I was taking care of her. She was a little under the weather. We have a genre of yes, exactly. We all have a genre of comics we'd like to create. Is it in 4K? No, I wish it was in 4K. So this right here is the design for a character that I'm working on. Let me go to Artist Cam, and hopefully this won't crash. There we go. But this was a design for a character that I've been working on that is going to be in that Thulu-like space. And I was working on cover designs as well for it. And so, yeah, this is the kind of stuff. It actually started out as a piece I did in traditional. Oh, I'll tell her that. That'll mean a lot to her. She was feeling really crummy today. But I took good care of her. It's, that's what you got to do. Oh, dude, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. And this buddy and I were talking about it. And he's my brother, Nick. He just had his birthday, December 5th. Same birthday as Big Baby. Same birthday as Walt Disney. Same birthday as my brother-in-law. He also has the same birthday, December 5th. But my brother, Nick Janeshag, happy 62nd birthday. He's my best friend in the world and my brother from another mother. But he is the smartest man. He's a legit polymath. He's the smartest man I've ever met. And his wife's joke is, if you ask Nick what time it is, he'll tell you how to build a clock. And it is, oh, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. And he's a super smart guy. And so it's weird whether I'm painting or I'm working on a trackpad. I'm always just trying to find that energy for the character. And so this was this is the thing that I've been kind of working on for that. And you can see if I zoom in on it right there, you can see where it says in Hebrew truth. That's the word that's written on his forehead. And I thought it would be very cool because, you know, Nosferatu is very much based on a kind of fantasy version, you know, a fantasy version of you know, with Cthulhu mythos meets good, which was very important to me. I thought it would be very, very cool to take a character and have that character, you know, have another character that was good and build out this world. And so that is a character that was literally designed to be sent into the world of these, you know, these prodigious outer gods and things like that. Oh, that's a great character, by the way. That's a great character. And this character, it's kind of interesting. That's a really interesting point, by the way. Both of those, yeah, I see both of you guys got that. Which I wasn't thinking about, but this is a perfect juxtaposition for what I was going to say next. So think of this character outside of the visuals, not as the Balrog, right? But as Gandalf fighting the Balrog in this fiery abyss. That's the scale differential that this character fights monsters. So this is a character who could throw an uppercut and punch Godzilla and knock him off his feet, but like a Cthulhu, like, you know, character. So actually, since I hope I have it around here. I had a massive book avalanche. By the way, I have this next to me just as a little inspiration. Every now and again, I like to remember where Comicsgate started for me. And this book right here, which I have 2 copies of, this is my reader copy. But this is where it started for me, guys. CYBERFROG, Blood Honey. I remember the first day when this book came out. I remember watching the sales for it. So just a little shout out. Whenever I'm feeling tired, whenever I'm feeling like, man, this is like, it's just like, you know, I feel like Sisyphus sometimes. And I'm doing this stuff. I look to that and I just remember that leap into the unknown that so many of us have taken. And it keeps me inspired, man. Do you know what I mean? So you guys know this page. Whoop, can't show that. That's got nudity. Well, gosh, I guys, I'm on it. I'm getting this book shipped. But when you see the scale between these characters right there and this character on the other side of the gate, think of a character that's on this scale, but a little larger, fighting a character on this scale, and that is the battle. And the armor may go through, like, it's going to go through some changes, but I think the asymmetry is really important. Oh, man. Yeah, exactly. I love that. Wonderful new character for you. Needs some green to make it pop. Agreed. That's a really good idea. So you going to take a page from Mark Millar's book. I don't know if I'm smart enough to take a page from Mark Millar's book, but he strikes me as one of the most honest and decent folks in comics. You know, he really does. I saw him come to the defense of somebody that he didn't need to come to the defense of, which always makes my ears sort of perk up when I see somebody with that kind of character. It's something I myself try to do. Funny enough, that's kind of how I met Ethan. I was watching the early days of Comicsgate when he was getting just like dogpiled on, and he just needed, he was spending so many plates, he just needs some help. And I said, I'll make some videos for him. And I've been making videos for him off and on, not as much as I, because now I've got so much going on with Nosferatu, but I've been making videos for him. It must be 4 or 5 years now. I shudder to think, but it's maybe 4 years now. And I really appreciated what Mark Millar did. I thought he was a good dude when he did that. And he hired one of my favorite artists and is getting him work, which is Travis Charest, who I think is a legitimate genius. Yeah, a wonderful new character. Okay, needs green. Absolutely. I'm going to have to figure that one out. I'm still surprised Lord of the Rings effects still hold up. Yeah, well, and they went back and actually did some work on them, which is classic Peter Jackson. Like, it just color correcting. He color corrected it and then fixed a few things. He's a true craftsperson. Peter Jackson funds one of my favorite outfits that are out there right now. I think they're still around, and they are they're based out of New Zealand, and they build 100% accurate World War I airplanes. So pusher aircraft like the FE-2B. They do almost all of the World War I propeller planes, like down to the rivet. And Peter Jackson needs to make a World War I film before he's done, aviation film. I would love that so much. Yeah, I love the armor. I think it's beautiful colors, like John Howell Ballrug painting. Wow, my God, thank you so much. Appreciate it so much. Yeah, I've been drawing the same drawing for a while now, but then again, I'm kind of taking my time. There you go. You're a huge part of the inspiration. You are a huge part of the inspiration now, buddy. Oh my gosh, look at you guys are so inspiring. Yeah, What a Workshop is amazing. Yeah, dream job. Yep. I mean, there's some amazing people. You feel like Sisyphus the no. I mean Sisyphus the pushing the boulder up the hill, you know. Only this one gets to the top, but it is, oh man, it's a lot. It's a marathon, I guess is the best way to put it. And so yeah, so when I think about this character, right, and I do like sketches like this is just me kind of getting warmed up, because what I really need to be doing, what I'm working at this point, getting back into watercolor, because I'm getting a little bit too up on my fingertips right here, is I need to really let the paint do what it's going to do and really kind of let it be more expressive. And think about, because what I've figured out about this character the few times I've sketched him is that he really needs, he's sort of a stockier, you know, kind of character, but he's got to have a wider base in terms of and a lot of this is classic Kirby, classic Marvel, but it's also classic, you know, illustration and Frazetta. But he needs to have like a really powerful sort of stance, because he unleashes a lot of power. And what's going to be really tough about him is, because his armor is so solid, the tough thing about him is going to be figuring out how to get more dynamic posing out of him. And so that's one of the things that I'm really fascinated in. Do you know what I mean? And that's a huge part of it. Yeah, that's a huge part of it. You feel like you guys know what I'm talking about. And so, yeah, so I want to try to, when I think about this, and when I started working on Nosfero, I remember telling my wife, and for those of you guys who have not seen the video where I brought the first copy of Nosfero to H.P. Lovecraft's Final Resting Place, I said to my wife, I want to visualize in paint and in media sort of the heavenly virtues and the forces of good with the level of character and genius. Not that I can match him by any stretch. Let me be really clear about that. He is a genius, the likes of which we will not see. But I want to at least strive to do for my good characters what he did so elegantly and amazingly for the horror of the unknown, the outer gods, and all of those characters he created. Lovecraft is such a genius. It's hard to it's really hard to put into words and explain to somebody who's never seen his seen his pantheon of characters and works he did. He's just one of those cats who just, you know, he had his own, you know, it's not unlike, in a very different way, but not unlike Jack Kirby, who just unleashed this sort of pantheon of amazingly interesting and innovative heroes and characters, you know, and that's the thing that's always been really cool, man. Yeah, Lovecraft's cosmic horror is great. When I see there's this outfit out of outside of Atlanta, Georgia, actually Stone Mountain, Georgia, which apparently has become shockingly this kind of super hip spot, but outside of Stone Mountain, Georgia, and it's called Neitherworld, and they've got escape rooms, they do haunted houses, and almost everything in Neitherworld, the folks who designed and built it, is inspired by Lovecraft. And they have props from feature films that shoot in Atlanta there that become a part of their interior set designs. I mean, they have stuff there that's incredible. And I was watching this tour on this YouTube channel called The Grim Life Collective. And it was just astounding, like, to see the way that, you know, all of the different ways you can visualize and build stuff up and create, you know, things on that lore. And that's what I love about it, you know. Yeah. Throw those idea with the Kardashev scale, mind blown. You've been to Stone Mountain? No kidding. Yeah. I haven't been to, I've been everywhere, practically everywhere, but it's because it's so if you're looking at Atlanta on a map, right? So Chattanooga's north, that's where I grew up. And then you come down, you go through Marietta, then you hit Atlanta. I would take the Beltway clockwise around Atlanta to get to Gaijin Studios back in the day, because Gaijin Studios was just past, you'll know this if you've driven around the area, it was just past Spaghetti Junction, and just a bunch of labyrinth of highways and things like that. And so I would go there, but I never went out east far enough to get to that area. But I want to do a trip, man. I want to do a trip. You know, it's like I want to go down there and see it, man. That would be fun to do. Would you do a Gollum versus Thulu, or can you? Yes. Not Thulu directly. Okay, I want to tell you guys a story. Shh. This is what my brain has got happening right now, okay? Shh. Don't tell anybody, all right? Don't tell anybody. Oh, no kidding. Mandy is from there. Shout out to Mandy. Yeah, Mandy knows. Mandy knows my childhood stomping ground. She has an accent like she has an accent like all of the folks I grew up around. So we must be, I don't know if she's from Georgia originally, though, or if she's from somewhere else. But I'm from Tennessee, so I know that accent pretty well. But yeah, gather around, kids. It's secret time. So in my version of this story, a rabbi who is studied alchemy creates gets together 12 warriors, human warriors, and then creates a 13th through alchemy to go into the Nether, where evil has essentially taken over. And he goes into that space, and he's going to fight the what do you call it? He's going to fight those evil forces. And what ends up happening is because he's able to, and those folks are able to hold this sort of holy ground inside of that Nether world, so to speak, or that other world of which Nosferatu is often fighting on the other side of, good is able to kind of be stronger here on Earth. Oh, she grew up, that's what I thought, grew up in Upper Alabama. That's where my wife's family is from. So that's touching my state. So I drove across the border to Alabama to go to Huntsville and places like that. That's where Lauren's Aunt Charlotte and Uncle Billy, God rest him, they were out of Huntsville. And so what ends up happening is they are so determined, these forces, to get him out of that space. One of the giant sort of creatures from that space, which you often see as he's killing it, they push it with him inside of it through the doorway, and he has to fight to get back in, and that's how Nosferatu and him would meet. So imagine a gigantic, prodigious, Lovecraftian monster crashing through a doorway dead onto our Earth. Nosferatu finding that, and this character carving his way out from the inside, and that's how they meet. That's what I want to do. I just got to get the skill to paint it. That is right. That is right. It gotta happen, man. It's gotta happen. Yeah. Thulu is a monster whose name is supposed to be unpronounceable in the human language. I know. I love it. So that's the idea. I'll have to paint it, though, and I'll have to understand it. What's up, channel member Cranberry Langers? It's great to see you, man. How are you doing? Yeah, Mandy is yeah, she just sounds like so many people I grew up with. If I go to a family reunion with my wife's family, which I've done several times, she sounds like my family members on Lauren's side of the family. So it's like, and then everybody I grew up around too. So yeah, it's to me, it's normal. It's so great to see you, Cranberry Langers. How are you doing, brother? Yeah, Godzilla I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to take, when Mrs. Ingetti's feeling better, she's been under the weather. I'm going to take Mrs. Sangetti to go see that movie because she's been to many Godzilla films with me. And I don't think Shane has seen it yet either. But maybe he's seen it by now. But I really want to go see that movie because I just love the idea of the budget. I love the idea that the director wrote the script and is also the lead special effects guy. So beautiful, man. So beautiful. Did you know that the Roman name for Perseus, the guy who killed Medusa, is Destroyer? Oh, wow. Very cool. Much better name. Really? That is awesome. That is so cool, man. Oh, brother, it's so good to see you, man. Yeah, Azathoth was super creepy to me. Yes, 100%. Yeah. Really good. Highly recommend. Yeah, everybody who sees it. You know what kind of blew my mind? What's up, awesome one? How are you doing, guys? How are you going? I don't know if everybody got a hold of those 5 donated memberships, but if you haven't grabbed one of those yet, you might want to take a look and see if you can. But this is the thing. I was really, if Shane likes it, that's fine. That's great. If John likes it, that's fine. That's great. Here's what surprised me. Was really surprised how much Ethan liked it. Because I'm not saying he's not, you know, a Godzilla fan, which I don't know. I think he may have mentioned it a few times, but I know he's not crazy about it. But he was so excited about that movie that I went, now that means it's working. Because when people who are casuals, who aren't super deep into that kind of lore, I mean, if Ethan goes to see the Sopranos movie and loves it, like, I'm sure it's probably good, but it's not like I'm going to think that a casual who knows nothing about Sopranos is going to walk in and love it. And if if Shane and I like it, it's like, of course they're going to like it. So it was really cool to see Ethan really liked it. I dug that a lot, man. It was very cool. Yeah, Perseus just sounds so girly, doesn't it? There you go. Yeah, man. Yo, John, agreed. Dragon Pisces, laugh out loud. Good. Glad it's not just me. Yeah. That picture of me, match my shirt. Oh, guys, I forgot to tell you guys. So yeah, so new shirts came in, guys. So I am wearing right now the Made with Liberty in the USA shirt. I'm wearing it right now. And I know Stephen Rockwood was in here a little while earlier, and he said he was wearing the Iron Age shirt. This right here is my, the colors are going to be blown out because of the way I've adjusted colors, but this is my Iron Age shirt right here. I've got a stack of my shirts that I'm going to be wearing during streams. But guys, I love these shirts so much. And I wanted the Made with Liberty in the USA one the most. I was really excited to get a hold of that shirt because it's the like all of the comics. When I seal up the comics, they're all sealed with, instead of using tape, and I know I've probably mentioned this to you guys, I'm using these little stickers, these Made with Liberty in the USA stickers that I had printed up specifically. Let's see if I can get that to focus. Specifically for the comic book. That might be too close. But yeah, those were made specifically for the comic book. So that's what it's all about, man. I just want to make sure that everything I'm doing is top tier to the extent that I can do it. And, you know, for those of us that are artists and publishers and we're doing it all solo, it's there's so much to it. And I know you guys know that. And I am so grateful to actually to have your support, because it's such a daunting task, because at any moment, and it's weird because my kids are twins are 18 now. In a lot of ways, it's got elements of, although nothing is more to me anyway, as intense as parenthood, but it's got shades of parenthood where you're never done. The second people don't back your work, and the second people, and you stop working, making the work, producing the work, shipping the work just dies. It's completely inert. It stops moving. And you really need to, it's constant labor to keep these things alive, because unlike the Golem, or unlike the character in the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, or Frankenstein's monster, we don't create these things and then they take on a life of their own like kids. The brush stops moving, the paint stops moving, and the craftsmanship and all those decades of craftsmanship go with us. So we have this finite amount of time to make handcrafted, beautiful, original works of art. And it's so labor intensive, and it has certainly not gotten cheaper in the last couple of years, as I'm sure you can imagine with supply chain stuff. But I want you guys to have the best. It's really important to me. Wait, did the twins have a birthday recently? Yes, they did. But well, not too recently, but it was October 14th. Yeah, they're 18. It's craziness, man. So yeah, super proud of those guys. Couldn't be prouder. Okay, what's the ideal Egyptian? Oh wow, what's the deal with Egyptian cotton? Is it really different than that brush cotton? Oh my gosh, that's a tough call. I don't know, but people swear by it. You know, I'm taking notes. Yeah, you know what it is? Here's what I would say too. The best, and I know you probably heard this from a lot of people, but let me, oh, God bless you, John. I appreciate that, man. I love those guys, as you know, I know. But here's the best advice I could give you. There's going to be a lot of noise around you always, whenever you do anything, guys. And this goes for all of you in the chat. You know, when I went to the pharmacy today and everybody is impatient, everybody's like, oh, it's taking forever. Like there's always tons of noise around you. And that noise does not usually have a lot to do with doing the job. And you have to be kind of a bouncer for your artwork. And you've got to make sure you've got people around you and yourself primarily that you're keeping your spirits up, because you can't make the work the best you can make it for people if you're downhearted and you're feeling hopeless. You know, if you serve the artwork and then you serve the printing process and then you serve the packing process and you don't try to do them all at the same time, you know, you keep them in your periphery. Like I'm usually spinning like 20 or 30 plates in terms of when I'm doing this kind of stuff. But I will tell you, the art, don't ever lose sight of the fact that there's a craft involved in what we do. And I know what you do, and I see the way that you work, that there's a craftsmanship to it, because people are going to be happier in the end. How can I put this? I don't think at least for me, I can't overstate what beauty and sublime craftsmanship gives me that's just beyond the physical material even. Do you know what I mean? And so yes, I did. Yes, I did rosin up the bow, and I'm learning to play Christmas music on it too for my wife. So I'm learning to play. I'm so bad at it. Oh gosh, I'm learning to play oh my gosh, what's the song? Because I always get it. So many of them start with this. Start with like a weird word that I have to remember. Shoot. I don't know if I can even hear the notes. Shoot. Hang on a second, guys. Hang on one quick second. This is not going to sound good. I've just got to know. I got to figure out the song. Shoot. And this is going to sound terrible, so I apologize. But it's driving me crazy to try to think of it. Hang on a second. What is it? Oh, call me man. That's not the one, though. What is the one? That's not it either. So frustrating. What is it? I can't play The Devil Went Down to Georgia. I wish I could. What is the song? Shoot. Oh. This is gonna kill me. What is the song? Hold on, now I've got to find it. Adeste Fidelis. Not that one. Shoot. What is it? Oh, nope. Oh, come on. Nobody's got any of the classics. What is the song? It's not Little Drummer Boy. It's not like I can't think of it, guys. I thought I would be able. Oh, come all you. Oh, that might. Is that it? Let me see. Hold on. fucking murdering it. That's it. It's "Oh Come All You Faithful." Thank you. Thank you. That's the one. Thank you. Ah, that took me forever. Yes, that's what it is. The chat got it done. Hey, what's up, Michael? How are you doing, my friend? It's great to see you, man. It's great to see you. Yeah, like I'm always trying to, because I know it in Latin because I used to sing it in Latin, you know, Adeste fideles, Lady Triumphantes venite. Like I know that stuff, but yeah, there's a bunch of ones that I've been trying to learn. Like one of the ones I really was trying to learn when I first started learning the violin, and I haven't put rosin on the bow, so it sounds terrible, was you know, Ashokan Farewell. I can't play it for shit. But anyway, sorry, you got me off on a tangent, but it drives me nuts when I have something in my head and I can't figure out what the hell it is. Oh my goodness. And my lovely wife got me violin lessons and a violin for Christmas a couple of Christmases ago. So, I love Jim Cox. I love Auld Lang Syne in particular. What I love about Auld Lang Syne is it's, of course, the end of one of my favorite movies of all time. Liberty Films made the movie, of course, and that is It's a Wonderful Life. One of my all-time favorite movies, and it was my late father-in-law's favorite movie, too, so I love it. My glass jar just looks like, sorry, I know. Those notes were very off. But I do that to relax. I'm like Sherlock Holmes in the sense that I'm terrible at it. I'm the Sherlock Holmes of violin. Yeah, I've been to Handel's house. It's private residence and super small. Hallelujah. There you go. My gosh, amazing. Yeah, and so I do a lot of this stuff that I do. You know, and this is why I talk to you guys about the whole art thing and learning these skills, because look, I'm never going to be a concert, you know, level pianist. Or I'm never going to be a concert level violinist, or I don't have those particular skills to that level. But I want to engage with the art form because I appreciate it so much. I appreciate when someone is really great at playing the violin, and it doesn't mean you have to turn everything into a dang career. Like this is art has been my profession and the thing that I've done for a very long time. But that doesn't mean I can't connect with other kinds of art forms, you know. Michael, it's so great to see you, my friend, man. So great to see you. You know, hi, Sean. I love it, Sean. Great finger exercise. Yeah, it is. And I don't know if you guys know this, but when I was little, my left arm got pretty badly broken, so it's warped. And so to me, that exercise is really good for building the shoulder, because it's crooked all the way down to my wrist. So it really is great. And I encourage anybody who, guys, I don't care where you're at with it. Like, you know, and I was so nervous. My first violin lessons, I was so nervous. And Jeremy, shout out to Jeremy, another Jeremy in my life, who was my violin teacher, was super patient, really helpful. And if you don't connect with something tactile, so my friend, my really good friend who I was telling you about, who's a polymath, he's 62 right now, and just turned 62, December 5th. He has done illustrations for Conan covers. He's a landscape painter. He does 3D models. He knows the Unreal Engine. I mean, this guy is just incredible. And he has just started really focusing on learning how to properly sharpen knives. And he has gotten all these different kinds of stones. He met another person because he wants to be a wood carver. I'm sorry, not just knives. He's sharpened his knives the knives for his wife. I hope that works out well. But he wants to learn how to be a wood carver. And so he actually met a guy this past weekend who was showing him all of these different ways to make your own tools, make your own chisels, and then make your own handles for the chisels because they're stronger, and using certain kinds of saw metal and filing down the teeth of the saw so that you can then use the metal because it's tempered so well to make less expensive but super high quality chisels. Guys, that's the stuff I get. That's what YouTube is about for me, man. I love to watch YouTube where people are learning new things, man. Oh, cool. For fun, Christmas on steel drums. Excellent, guys. Yeah, bookmark that. Yep, I've got a whole set of wood chisels. Zaid, that does not shock me at all, man. Polymath, I think they have a surgery for that now. It's sort of funny, but yeah, it's yeah, that's another aspect of things we talk about because he's got medical stuff going on. You know what I mean? It's that stuff, guys. Whether it's painting or even just like priming walls or any kind of physical work I can do or scratching away on the violin. It's amazing how skills and gaining skills and focusing on learning new skills are such an elixir or such an antidote for anxiety and depression. I would say to anybody who is struggling with anxiety and depression, even if it's just going onto YouTube, find a new skill or an old skill you haven't gone back to in a while and focus on it and pick it up. And just start learning a new skill. It will change your soul for the better. I mean, it will physically make you better. It's the same thing as exercise, which I know is really, really important. Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 was talking about the importance of, making sure you walk 3 miles a day and everything like that. So important, guys. But I'll tell you, it may seem crazy that I'm doing so much painting and so much work in acrylic. But for me, right now, taking some time to reconnect with watercolor and gouache and just scratching out, some forms in it is really important for me. It's really important for what I do. And it's really important for, it's the same. I know I've talked about this a lot too, but this is a big one, guys. My wife was feeling under the weather. And so she didn't have, she has a beloved pet rabbit named Dumpling. I know Ethan likes rabbits too, which is really funny. Whenever I talk about our pet rabbit, I just picture myself like Steinbeck, the end of Mice and Men, just staring out and I'm like, honey, tell me about the rabbits. But anyway, she hadn't had the energy because she was just so sick to go and get the rabbit and bring it downstairs to spend time with it. And you guys know what I'm talking about. When pets and being around animals can really lift human being spirits, I don't know what that is. But there's a special connection we have. And I just want, I want all of you guys, to, I remember Joseph Campbell saying this, and I'm not, I'm not saying oh, this is it. This is the answer. This is the end all be all. But he said, people think what we're looking for is a meaning. And he said, I really think what we're looking for is to connect with that experience of being alive, and really kind of being in a centered, present space. And when we do, I think we're so much more centered than when we get trapped in thought. And when you have a choice, I think, to be around laughter and silliness and inspiration and passion, I think that's why Bob Ross connected with so many people, is because he just filled your soul up. He made you look at things differently. Yes, justice for Thumper, indeed. Justice for Thumper, indeed. Let me tell you that little thing. When she was out of town and she, I went to go bring him downstairs. He did not like the fact that I was trying to pick him up and bring him downstairs. He bit the living hell out of me. But then we became inseparable. This bunny is like a dog. He comes over to my feet. Yes, Zayd, it's so true, man. It's so true. And Cranberry Langers, amen. We're supposed to be the stewards of the earth, so it makes sense that we'd feel good being caretakers over an animal. 100%, guys. There's some beautiful stuff to be had out there. There's some beautiful experiences. There's books that you haven't read yet that are going to be books that change your life and you can't imagine living without. Think about this for all of you guys who are Art Bell fans out there. I'd heard about Art Bell for years, but I just started listening to old Art Bell broadcasts this past Halloween. And I mentioned it to my best friend who's in his 60s, and he suddenly was like, I could hear the time warp. He goes, all of my time working as an illustrator, I would listen to Art Bell at night because I kept crazy hours illustrating. And he just shared with me all these stories of his love of Art Bell, and we wouldn't have had those conversations if I hadn't have done that. Do you know what I'm saying? It's craziness. You guys are keeping me cracking up, man. Oh my God. You guys are killing me, man. Yeah, it's like we're having there's so much out there that is cool, and there's so much out there that's inspiring, and that's the stuff that I've got to focus on. And that's why when I say things like I don't know if I've mentioned this, but because it all sort of just happened organically. But I had some time when I was sort of feeling under the weather. I had some time to kind of do some video editing, and I really felt like I needed to do an intro. I still want to do one for Rob Hunter. I'm still trying to sort it. But for Eric Weathers, my brother Eric, and for Dan Lawless, and it was like I just started composing some music and some videos and thinking about various things, and I think I can't remember because I don't keep up with all the shows that I want to keep up with, because I usually catch them on repeat if I can catch them at all. But like shorter videos I can catch a lot of times. But I was watching Ethan had said to me, gosh, I don't know how long ago, that he wanted to refresh the Comicsgate Kings intro, and then I was watching it the other day, and there wasn't an intro for it. And so I guess about a month or two ago, or maybe it was longer, I had worked on taking an existing song and just editing it for a thing like that. And so I don't know if it's going to work for him, but keep your eyes peeled for Monday's Comicsgate Kings. You may see that intro. I really, honestly, it's been so crazy because everyone in my house has been sick. I don't know if what's gonna, I can't really remember a lot of things that have been going on. It's been all Nose Pharaoh and all taking care of the people in my life here. But I'm hoping that I did something interestingly enough, because we're all just trying to help each other out, and any chance we get. But things are constant, man. So constant. Oh, it's just some like dumb, like nagging stomach bug that's going around. Stuff that, when your wife's a teacher and your kids are in high school, is going to get brought down. So everybody's it's been one of those things where everybody, the ones where it's like, you're not like violently ill, but you just feel awful. It's one of those, it's like, ugh. And so everybody just is feeling like kind of tired and a little sick and a little nauseous, and they're getting better out of it now. Not like a bad fever or anything, thank God. So it's not terrible. But it's just like, yeah, it's been a lot. And, like, I know, like with you guys, right? Stuff comes and we just got to keep going, man. Yeah, it's true. It's important, man. It's like, I don't, yeah, it happens. It happens, Oh, thank you so much, Jeremy. I appreciate that, brother. Yeah. Exactly. What's so funny is that, and you guys probably know folks like this. I know a lot of you guys are like this. My wife is one of those folks who is really good at taking care of everybody. Well, you have this in common, actually, but she's really good at taking care of everybody but herself. And so I have to really get on her about, like, have you had anything to drink? Do you need me to bring you a cup of water? You know how it goes. What's up, Green Laser? How are you doing? It's great to see you, man. Yeah, canned soup, absolutely, is my go-to during those kinds of colds. Yeah, you just feel, when you feel crummy. And, this is the other thing, too, for all of you guys who know what I mean. If you're a workaholic and, or you just sort of always feel like, oh, gosh, I've got to be working, I've got to get to work. Those are the ones that are the hardest, because when you get knocked out, you can't go into work, and you certainly don't want to get anybody sick. But when you're sort of like, like the Walking Dead, you feel guilty about not calling into work. And it's like, and I just looked at her and I was like, babe, you look like, I picked her up early from work today because I said, babe, you sound terrible, man. I'm a laserholic as well. I feel that sometimes. And yes, shout out Green Laser. It's great to see you here, my friend. So great to see you. Yeah, we're doing some gouache painting. I need to recharge with a little gouache painting, and been just, really, I had this really funny experience because I've been trying, as I've been packing up stuff and getting stuff, organized. Haven't looked at the book itself in a while, like flip through it, because I just kind of don't like. For a while, I just need a break from looking at it because it's been my life for the last couple of years, for God's sake, and I'm so grateful for. I'm overwhelmed, frankly, by the support. I'm overwhelmed by the support and all of that stuff. It's just it's a lot. It's a lot to take in, and I was looking at it, and I don't usually feel this way about my work, but you know what I'm saying? It's like you're too close to the project. But I saw a page that I hadn't really looked at in a while, and then I remember I was feeling like I'm not too wild about that page, and I looked at it and I was like, dang, that's really good. Because it's like I forgot for a moment it was mine, and I went, oh, and then I remembered what page it was, and I all those bad feelings came rushing back. But I went, no, you got to stick with your first reaction to it. You didn't have all those nitpicky things. You just reacted to it as a piece of aesthetics. You know what I mean? And it's just one of those things. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, man. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Yeah, I have zero comms telling me people I'm out when I'm sick. Yeah, that's a good thing sometimes too. Yeah, last drink I had was an Irish cream, and that was months ago. Well done, man. Let me see here. Disgust, I guess, could tell though. Again, ultra. Yeah, it's a thing. Like you just kind of like you look at it and you're overthinking it. You're spending too much time. You're spending too much time thinking about it, and you're out of that physical zone. And it's not so much analysis paralysis, because there's no analysis in it. It's more like you just look at it and you go, it's just not working. Like I'm seldom do I get really intellectual about the stuff I'm doing in terms of the execution of it, because the best stuff is simple and you can't explain it. I was watching one of our great living art geniuses and true concept character designers, which is Simon Lee, Spider Zero, on YouTube. And he has a video where he takes a little kneaded eraser, I think, but it could have been just a small piece of clay. And he does a tiny anatomically correct skull in 30 minutes, in 3 minutes. And he starts his phone, he clicks timer, and he just starts sculpting. He is insanely fast at what he does. But it's so fast there, and this is how it's got to be when I paint. Sometimes it's like it's so fast you can't intellectualize it. And in some ways, the more complicated an idea is in terms of its intellectualism, or in terms of its headspace, the more difficult it can be to keep that poetry. And actually, I'll hold it up here because it's going to be more color correct here. And that's been the case with working on the piece I'm doing. Hang on a second. You guys have seen it, but it's I've done a little more on it since then, but this is the whole, aspect of it. But when you look at a piece like this that I'm doing for Bancroft, this is so complicated in terms of the elements in it, but the overall lyrical quality of it is the thing that I have to fight for and make happen. And you can sort of see it right there with some of those forms on the bottom, and then some of those forms, depending on how you look at it, on the top of it or on the bottom of it. And all of that stuff has to come together to kind of make this harmony that can work on a whole bunch of different levels. And so that's kind of, what the gig is. That's like how we work, we put that stuff together. Sammy just wondering why the security guard has disgust and or surprised. There you go. I'm proud of it. Art T Bear, yes, man. Art T Bear. I was looking at the CG Kings intro. I did the first one, and I think it's still in there. As I was looking at that, I was off my nut, guys, when I came into Comicscape. What's up, channel member Paulus Arts? It's great to see you, my friend. How are you doing? I was thank you so much, Dave. You know what's so funny is that piece. I blame you for that piece, man, because Bancroft saw the piece I did for you for BECKONED Recourse, which the link for that book is in the description, guys. Check it out. I saw that, and he saw that, and he goes, I want you to do a cover like that for me. Oh, hey, congratulations. 1 year, Shitbird Militia, 12 months, 1 year well spent. God bless you. Thank you for being a member. And we absolutely need to do a big celebration for this. So here you go, my friend. Charge! One more.
Charge!
Ah, beautiful, man. Much love. That is so great. Shant, have you seen the Alien movie Arrival? That's one of my favorites. I love that director. I think he's a genius. It's one of my favorite movies. I have it on Blu-ray right over there. I'm fairly sure, unless it fell over. Yeah, it's a beautiful movie. Love it. Absolutely love that movie. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous movie, beautiful, great acting, great directing. That guy's a genius. You know? Yeah, I love that Bancroft Bogan. You got to love that Bancroft Bogan, man. Liberty indeed, guys. Yeah, and I know I said this earlier and you guys have probably already seen it, but this I've got my available in my TeePublic store, which is the first link in the description right here. I've got my Made with Liberty and the USA shirt, guys. And I could not be happier to finally have this on a shirt. You know, it's been really, really cool. Really cool. Boocroft. That's right. Boocroft and Browncroft. I think that's how we do it. Man, what will Bancroft do now that Camel won't be doing late night next year? He's not doing late. I don't know. I didn't know he wasn't doing late night next year. That's wild. My goodness. Uh-oh, I'm having streaming issues here. Hang on a second. That's not a good thing. I better figure this out. Let's shut some things down. See if this helps. Yeah, our Wi-Fi can get pretty nuts sometimes. Oh, it looks good? Okay, it's doing all right? Looks good to you. All right, cool. Sometimes it'll just give me a reading that it's not doing as well as it could be doing, so I just want to make sure it's not looking too bad. But yeah, it's crazy, man. Yeah, it's the YouTube thing and, you know, keeping all of these plates spinning is major when you're doing the writing, the drawing, and all of that stuff. I can't overstate how much respect I have for all my fellow comic skaters and Iron Agers who are putting out, you know, the books and doing the drawing, the painting. And one of the things I was thinking about today, because I was watching, I think Ethan was streaming at some point today, or I saw a video where he was talking about Mark Millar or somebody. I honestly can't remember. And but I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about how he might not be the most extroverted person I've seen who's also a comic book artist. I mean, maybe Todd McFarlane is, but I think that I thought it was really interesting that, which just proves there's some weird introverted aspect to art that, and I don't just mean Art T-Bear. God bless Art T-Bear, by the way. That Ethan doesn't like to draw on camera because I'm a super introverted person, but this is actually relaxing for me to do. It's more relaxing than if I had to just vamp for, you know, a couple of hours, 4 or 5 hours. I mean, it's amazing what Ethan does, but I'd never thought of that before. And I think it's because when you're an artist, no matter how extroverted you are, the place where you do your work, it's like you could be a hyper extroverted, you know, woodworker or plumber, but if you can't have a big conversation going on while you're doing it. What's up, Simply Green? Great to see you, man. I met Blaine Pardo was posting on Razor's latest Battletech video. Oh, that's great. Oh, I see Blaine Pardo was posting on Razor's latest Battletech video. Razorfist is doing great, man. He's been kicking ass, man. But it's, yeah, I mean, I don't know why I never thought of it before. But, I used to do caricatures at the Louisville Zoo. Yes, having people watch you. You have to get good drawing at drawing and talking. Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. And pull illusions, you're right. You do. Yeah, and I just thought to myself, like, there's so many aspects of the making of the book that we can kind of do with people watching, but then there are ones that we really kind of have to just go and do on our own. And for me, we all have different ones, but it's it just made me realize that most of what happens in terms of most of the hard, grueling work he does working on, you know, CyberFrog, you're not going to see. And almost every comic book artist I know is not live streaming their working process. I don't know if this is true, but I might be in Comicsgate, me and Bancroft maybe might be the two people who show our process of making the book the most on stream. I don't know if there's anybody else. If you guys know, let me know. There probably is. But like our actual pages, we do a lot of them on stream. We have that in common. And amen. I saw that to me, Mello. There we go. Introverts assemble. You know it, brother. You know it. Yeah. Have you older bro heckle you the whole time on stream. I love him. Yeah, that's right. You told me about that. Yeah, man. Simply Green in the house. It's so great to see you, man. Cranberry Langers, of course. Yeah, man. Everything. John, is that so I would know? I've never tried to draw one before. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's because I assumed, because I mean, I don't even know. I think Bob Ross was an introvert, even though he was on, television all the time. But yeah, there's an aspect to being an artist that is you have to go into your head to create stuff, and you have to kind of like, and come to think of it, even though he does a lot of sketch videos, Todd McFarlane, I don't think, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, when he was penciling and inking, I don't think he ever did a single recording or anything of him doing a page from start to finish. That is a complete secret. Nobody ever saw that guy work. It's like on an actual finish. Now, he's done digital stuff since then, but he would always show his pages and then do a little doodle off to the side. It was like, as extroverted and out there as he was, he could not do that kind of stuff in front of people. It's a wild thing about artists, is that and so when you're balancing that YouTube aspect, you have to realize that while you're promoting your book, in many cases you can't be drawing it, particularly if you're working on a spoiler section of your book. And yeah, it's what we do in this space, in the Comicsgate space, is unique to what happens anywhere else, because we are our own promotion and we grow this stuff. I was telling my wife, just to get to where we got to in terms of crowdfunding, as is difficult financially as it still is, because you have to make a lot of money in order to really make this feasible long term, or in any term. But I said it just takes so much promotion to break that static friction, and all of it is building towards getting the book out there, and hopefully people have a good experience with it and like the quality of it and everything like that, so that you can do something with it. But it's a lot, and it requires so much time and focus and attention, and that's what makes all of this stuff so challenging. But that's why it's a special place, man. Comicsgate's a special place. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I love color, man, and I love lamp, as was said in Anchorman. Let's see, I'm working. Oh, you're working too right now. Awesome. When did you do this magic trick? Yeah, it's I like I just, it's so funny. I was so afraid of color for so long. It was so difficult for me. And I think that once I kind of limited my palette and stuff like that, I got very comfortable with it. But I always say to people who are curious about, it's like, oh, did you always know how to do this or do that? I'm like, I did not understand color at all. I only worked in black and white. And if I can learn how to do this stuff, I am convinced anybody can get over their fear of color. It's just because it's so, like, you feel like it's so overwhelming, man. Even people who do really detailed black and white work get freaked out by color. And I get it. I did too. I did really detailed black and white work, and I was so frightened. Would you ever own a horse? My gosh, I couldn't afford a horse. Let me see here. It's probably because doing art is exposing a little bit of yourself. Yeah, it takes having vulnerability. Well, I mean, sure. I mean, all of us who are creating these projects, man, these characters live inside of us. Like we're putting this stuff together. Oh, dude, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah. My wife got me for Christmas last year, and this is how exciting my marriage is. For Christmas last year, my wife got me a new paint color I hadn't used. That's a pretty standard painting color, but for some reason I'd never used it before. And it was quinacridone violet or purple, and it's such a great color. I love that color now, and I can't imagine painting without it. It's just there's so much potential in it. Yeah, there's guys. I mean, yeah, what you guys are supporting here is it goes beyond, it goes beyond just, content, as you hear, Hollywood talk about, or media and all of that kind of stuff. And in a lot of ways, I think that's why, as I was saying earlier, the founder of Universal Pictures, one of our great American geniuses, Carl Laemmle, he understood that probably coming out of the textiles industry. He understood the importance of craft and making, things for people that last and that are of high quality. It's a very strange thing, but people, the understanding of quality craftsmanship is such a gift. You really appreciate that person who knows how to build something that's going to last, or make something that's going to have an energy to it. And I think that the folks who are in Comicsgate really, they want that connection with the artist, but they also want that quality. Do you know what I mean? They want that handcrafted quality to what we're doing. And I'm very grateful that this whole thing happened. I'm grateful that Comicsgate happened. It feels like it was only yesterday, but I know I've been in it for so long. And like I said, actually, I want to look that up. Hopefully, the stream will still keep going. Nothing will crash, but you never know. I'm going to look that up. I have to look that up here. To the pie. And when's that happening? Let me see. Because this will help. Okay. So the first video, is that really the case? Wow. The first video, so it wasn't too long ago that I think this is the first video I ever sent Ethan. I sent him on March 23rd, 2021. Yeah, and that was the Into the Pie Barons video. So it's only been a couple of years, right? So that's like 22, 23, and then like 24. So it's almost like 3 years since I sent the first video. And the first time I think I ever sent him an email, if I'm not mistaken. So it's only been like 3 years. Wow, is that true? I feel like that video was playing forever. It's too funny. Oh my God. That's a lot of history. Whoa. Oh, I can see every one of the intro videos that I did in my email, like when I sent them. Or maybe that wasn't the first one. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, Sean, you silly man. But I'll write people emails and messages to be like, hey man, just feel positive. Ridiculous, man. So yes. Yeah, that is really, really funny. Yeah. So, I mean, it goes back to, it's the furthest email I can find on here is 2019. So yeah, this goes back to 2019. Cranberry Langers. Well, I hope you all have a good night. Good night, Sean. Good night, Cranberry Langers. God bless you. Thank you for being a channel member. I appreciate you so much, man. Hope you all in the family are doing well, and hope that everyone in the chat is doing well. Good night. And you too, my friend. Absolutely. Godzilla for life, brother. Much appreciated. Yes, indeed. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man. I will say this, guys. We go back a long ways. It's crazy, man. Oh, Zayd Comics is saying, I did Color Theory 3 class twice with Crankiest Professor. I failed it the first time because the painting material cost. Got it in the second, but wow, color is magic. It absolutely is, yeah. Craft is pressure. Diamonds are the product. So I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, I mean, there's so much that we can do, guys. There's so much we can do, and just keep cranking away on this stuff and keep doing work, because the potential is there for us to be making some of the best stuff that's been made. And this stuff comes from independent movements. It never comes from independent creators. It never comes from consensus product. if anybody could name a consensus or corporate product that has had some huge, impact on society that didn't at the very least start with a single creator or individual, I actually was looking after this. Like, I was curious to know, you've got, a lot of people in the mix, but then you've got the Wright brothers, and you've got, a lot of, different things going on. And then you have, Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird coming up with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And these guys barely had enough to pay for that first issue that, Kevin's uncle loaned them some money to do. And that thing became huge. That thing is still going. And so I just think that if, when you're in this space, if you love those kinds of things, if you love that kind of creativity, I always say that, yes, it's always going to be taking a chance with a new creator, but you have more of a chance of getting something of substance from a new creator that is, because that is the only place this stuff has come from, than you do anywhere else. Yeah, absolutely. Siegel and Schuster. Yeah. Lots of brothers. Yeah. These are the folks that have made our culture. You know what I mean? Iwerks, all these people, you know what I mean, that have come along, and incredible Imagineers. And there's only a few people who and individuals who make this stuff happen, because again, the Pareto, principle. When you take John Lasseter out of Pixar falls apart. When you take the people who are responsible on that high level of, creating all of this work, then, the things fall apart, and frankly, you take the Ethan Van Sciver's out of DC Comics, and you take the Jeff Johns, and you take all of the people, who make all of this great work, the Mark Chiarellos and the art directors, the stuff falls apart, and we get to get the Smothers Brothers. Awesome one. If I had been drinking something, I would have spit it out. That was a good one. But it's true, and it's crews like us, and it's you guys back in these books that this is the stuff where, what's the word I'm looking for? They say that if an entrepreneur hasn't been successful in a particular field, or had several entrepreneurial successes inside of a particular field by the age, and it's some young age, the chances of them having one are almost zero, right? In terms of the business aspect of things. In terms of the art thing, the chances are so much greater. In terms of the taking, that skill to work. And I always think about people like C.S. Lewis. I think of the brilliant people who came along young and just hit it out of the park too. I mean, that's awesome. But I think about someone like Frazetta really getting into oil paints later in life. C.S. Lewis writing his first work of hugely successful fiction. J.R.R. Tolkien comes to mind. And it doesn't mean because you're an artist and because you're older, you're going to have that particular thing in you. But it means that people in independent spaces surrounded by creative people, that's where that stuff comes from. And spaces like this, like Comicsgate, where you can get support for this. Like, there was an independent comic buying audience that made Ninja Turtles possible. So you had people who were hungry for better comics, for something a little bit different. Isn't that why you guys are here? That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. I'm in this space because I want comics that are a little bit different, because I love comics. I love art. I love entertainment. That's why I want to see Godzilla -1. I love that independent spirit, man. And that's what made Ninja Turtles possible. That's what made Dave Stevens' Rocketeer possible. You guys, that's what makes Nosferatu possible. You guys have made Nosferatu possible. I'm looking at those boxes over there, and I'm not going to dox anybody, so I'm not going to show those boxes. But that's what made this right here possible. It's like Shanthan Jetty art exists because of you guys and your support. And when I got to the making of pages at the end of this book, where so many of you guys had asked me to make sure that I showed the sketches and showed some of the production stuff, so I made sure to put that stuff in the back of the book. That was a huge part of this for me, was to kind of give you guys that kind of stuff. And I felt the same way when I was back in CyberFrog. I felt like I was watching somebody's life be destroyed by an angry, despicable mob. And I had a chance to stand up for art, stand up for creativity, stand up for imagination, and lend my support by backing books, right? And by buying books from creators and artists I believed in, I connected with. but also creating videos so that the show could be more fun for all of you guys. You know, I mean, that original Comicsgate Kings intro, when that comes on and people are like, let's go, or when someone plays Shane's intro or any of the intros that I've done on that show, it's for the fans, man. It's for the fans to get excited, you know? Yeah. It's like, that's how we make this stuff happen. And I love, yeah, exactly. I got to be honest with you. That's the one book. I swear I ordered that book. I know I ordered that book, but I didn't. I went back and it said complete your contribution. That's one of my favorite books in Comicsgate that I haven't read. I mean, I've seen Anna read it. So I've that was a great reading, by the way. That was a great reading, but I really, really wanted to get that book because it's such an outlaw comic. It's like Faust, or it's like Grips, or it's like any more of these hardcore sort of comics. And it's just beautifully well done, man. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Jeremy. God bless you, man. I love that kind of stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of books I could have sworn I backed, but it's like, oh my God, it's so hard, you know, with the family and with the stuff and like trying to remember who, you know, has got to go to this doctor's appointment. And it's like, it's nuts, man. But yeah, I'm really grateful for this space, and I'm grateful for Exciting Comics. And next time I get a chance to get that book, I will make sure I do. You know, it's one of those few books that I really wanted to grab that just kind of fell through the cracks, you know, but it happens, you know, it happens. And I know that's why I got to do a second chance for Nosfero. People are excited to see, you know, get Nosfero who missed out on it. So there'll be that too. So yeah, man, you guys are the best. All right, guys, I am going to go. It's been a crazy week, so I'm going to wrap up now. I know there's a ton of streams on right now. I think the Jack Show is on. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on. But guys, thank you so much for hanging out while I noodled around with this paint. There's so much cool stuff coming your way, and I'll show you guys one more time for, actually, I don't even know if I have it. I think I had to quit it because it was taking up too much space on the computer. But there's so much cool stuff coming your way, especially the Nosfero, the Cryptwalker book and the prints and everything that are coming with that. But just remember, I mean, where it started for you, it all starts different places for us. But for me, it started with CYBERFROG #1. You know, that's where it started. And for everybody else, it's going to have a different point. But I love my library, man. And it's great. Yeah, Merry Christmas, y'all. Absolutely. And for those of you guys, I know it's the first day of Hanukkah. So if you celebrate Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah. And if you celebrate St. Nicholas Day, which was yesterday, I'm a fourth Austrian, so we always celebrated that. Happy belated St. Nicholas Day as well. But yes, indeed. Thank you guys so much. Good night. God bless you. God bless you, Simply Green. It's great to see you guys. Awesome one. Merry Christmas. Absolutely. And God bless you. You're very welcome, John. Thanks for always being here. And thanks for taking care of my buddy, Rocky Ballesteros, on his first stream. That was awesome to see, man. Super proud of you guys. You guys are the best. Yeah, take care, everybody. Yes, indeed. It is so great to see you. Auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen to you too, Comrade Sammy. Let me see here. Yeah, great late night stream. Thank you so much. Be safe, everyone, and sleep well. To those of us who have the misfortune of working 7 a.m., crack of dawn. Timmy Mello, thank you for everything you do, man. You guys are the best. I love seeing my channel members really are fantastic, you know. Thank you, 40% Zed. Much love. It is so great to see you, my friend, and I hope you're doing well. Yeah, guys, everybody have a wonderful, wonderful Friday morning here and Thursday night. Go check out some of the great streams. Stay inspired. As I always like to say, oh, it's so important to say, oh, my gosh. I'm sorry, I'm cracking myself up. Oh, my gosh. Speak easy, stay gold, keep the faith, and because it's what my name means, peace, everybody. I appreciate you guys so much. God bless you all, and I will see you guys very, very soon. I promise. Everybody's on the mend, so we're going to get there. Take care, everybody, and have a great night. All right? Okay. Here are the credits for you wonderful channel members.
Good morning.